for the benefit of those that are not here. I want to say this. For me, if you join Pure and you join Pure, no matter any amount of money you pay, and you refuse to go come for trainings and mentorship, and you call me and ask me, hey, you are not doing this. No, I won't even talk to you. I'll just find a way to end the call politely because I will keep saying it. One of the ways, one of the things that make me to call somebody on the phone is if you are in track. I don't call people that are not in track. I don't call you. If I
Sure.
call you, I find out that you're not in track, I will just leave my hands off you. Take my hands off you. That's what I do. So I work with people who are willing. I'm so happy to see 13 people who are excited, not to see 100 people who are not excited about what we are doing, because it's not about the number, it's about the quality. I believe so well that a huge more people will be joining us um, by this year. This year is not about pitying people, working with the willing. That is what I'm aiming for this year. I need to know people that I'm working with. All right, so without taking much of our time, we're going to be doing a whole lot of amazing things tonight. I'm going to be sharing a video because this video is very, very important, because I can tell you this video is our problem. Remember what I say? I've been saying that I will show you your problem and show you the solution. Now, that video actually explains our problem and the solution to our problem, which many people don't know. So I really want to show you this video because when I saw it, I saw this video. That was when we bought the training. I saw it on the 30th of December 2020. That was when I saw the video. I watched the video, watched it. Like I was watching it all through. Even when I came back, Mr. Henry visited me, we watched it together. I was like, wow, this is amazing. This is what people don't know, what people are ignorant of. Is for you to know the difference between motivation and ambition. Have you ever asked yourself, the first time you heard about Pure, you are so excited, like you did some amazing thing, like you went all in, like you are so excited to do something. You have the energy, but all of a sudden the energy drops. Have you ever asked yourself, why did it drop? These are questions people don't ask themselves. So I'm going to be showing you today why you were excited and why your energy dropped and what you need to do to solve the problem. Now, is it going to be a 20 minutes video? Because that video is just for us to launch us to what I'm about to share tonight. Because what I'm about to share tonight is the game of numbers. Now, business is a game of numbers. You need to know that. If you don't understand numbers, you cannot do business. Business generally, any business you want to do, be it anything, it is a game of numbers. You need to know that. All right. So let me go ahead and share the video so we can watch it, because so that I won't take much of our time. And because I really want, can you see my screen? Hello, Mr. Henry.
Yes, yes, yes. Very bright, very bright.
All right.
Yeah. Derek Robbins. Wow.
All right. So let's watch this video. Uh, before we start.
Okay, please watch this video with attention, please.
All right. So let's watch it. Pay attention. If you honestly, if you don't have pen and paper by your side, I believe you need to get to your notepad. You need to write things down. These kind of people, you don't have access to them. And I can tell you what you need to move to the next level is what? Knowledge. You need knowledge and information. Knowledge and information, because the good book says, my people perish because of what? Not because of lack of money. He said because of lack of knowledge. What this man said in this video, I can tell you 90% of the world population don't know about it. I want you to pay attention and listen and write things down. Listen to successful people. Let me tell you how to get success. There is no secret to it. All you need to do, duplicate what successful people have done. You will get the same results. Now listen, let's watch this video. Mr. Henry, hope you can hear it, right?
Hello. I think I'm trying to put my ear closer to it. Let me help them to let me.
If you heard what the
think
of how possible. Yes. If you heard what the video was saying before, I've posted, but if you heard it before, can you type yes? I want to make sure that you heard what the video is, what the man is saying. If you heard what he's saying, can you type yes? Please, can you go to the chat box and type?
Sir, can you replay it again?
All right, let me replay it again.
All right.
Can you hear it? Hello?
Absolutely, we cannot hear it. But I think there are alternatives to it, sir.
Okay.
I think that's what I'm looking at, okay? Yeah, what I'm looking at is this. It is important that what is more important for us is to be able to get the idea of the lessons there, all right?
All right, no
so
problem.
by the time when
let's just play the video.
Yes, so let's just play it.
But please listen attentively. If you're using an earphone, you could have hear what he's saying, but you're not using an earphone. That's why it's very difficult for you.
Yes,
but
because now, yeah, by the time when he gets to the drawing board, it's going to be very fast. By the time he gets to the drawing board, everybody must catch up. It's very simple.
All right.
Every single person.
All right, let's play it right now.
And so in today's session, this part that we're talking about here, we're focused on a client who was not only able to get to $1 million in revenue and $1 million in profit, but they were also able to get all the way up to $25 million plus, much more than that, $25 million plus in profit. And so when I asked this person, and let me just show you the text. I'm going to throw it up on the screen real quick. I asked this person just a bit to get to $1 million plus in profit. What would you say was the one thing that made the biggest difference in your journey to get there? And this person wrote back ambition. Now, I also asked this person, what about from 1 million to 25 million? And they shared that as well. I'm going to share that a little bit later. But when we talked about ambition, what does that mean? I found that a lot of people don't quite understand the concept of ambition or motivation. A lot of my 16 years of one-on-one coaching, I've noticed a trend where people think you hire a coach to motivate you, inspire you, to pump you up, and that doesn't really last. What a coach really should be doing is holding you accountable to a certain set of rituals that maintain forward progress. And let me show you what I mean. If I were to throw this up real quick, let me grab this on the screen and I'll show you what I mean. It's not on the screen. Can you all see my iPad? Is that up there yet? Can you let me know in the comment section? That should be up on. You should see an iPad up on the screen. Let me draw this for you. So if we think about motivation, this concept, there's time, and then there's motivation. When you first start thinking about something, where do you think the motivation goes? So when you get when you get excited about something, when you go, oh my gosh, it's the new year. I sat down, and in this whole new year, I'm so excited. I have a vision for what 2021 is going to be like. I see my vision. How excited do you get about that vision? What would you say? More excited, less excited? 0 to 10. How excited do you get about your vision on the day or night you create it? Now, the reason I'm talking about this on December 30th is because a lot of people are about to set some New Year's.
All right.
Wow.
Can you hear
it's
it
very
now?
loud now. Very loud.
Very loud, right?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, wait.
Yeah, very loud.
Let's start the video afresh because I just checked something. Someone that I called now, he told me what to do. Now let me start the video afresh so that
Thank
we can
you.
hear it.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, let's
Yeah,
start.
that's fine. That's fine.
We are focused on a series that I asked 10 of my clients, what did it take to get to $1 million in revenue? Some of them I said, what did it take to get to $1 million in profit? And a few of them, we went far beyond that, all the way up to probably a few $100 million a year in revenue. And so in today's session, this part that we're talking about here, we're focused on a client who was not only able to get to $1 million in revenue and $1 million in profit, but they were also able to get all the way up to $25 million plus, much more than that, but $25 million plus in profit as well. And so when I asked this person, and let me just show you the text. I'm going to throw it up on the screen real quick. I asked this person, scroll down just a bit, to get to $1 million plus in profit, what would you say was the one thing that made the biggest difference in your journey to get there? And this person wrote back, ambition. Now, I also asked this person, what about from 1 million to 25 million? And they shared that as well. I'm going to share that a little bit later. But when we talk about ambition, what does that mean? I've found that a lot of people don't quite understand the concept of ambition or motivation. A lot of my 16 years in one-on-one coaching, I've noticed a trend where people think you hire a coach to motivate you, to inspire you, to pump you up, and that doesn't really last. What a coach really should be doing is holding you accountable to a certain set of rituals that maintain forward progress. And let me show you what I mean. If I were to throw this up real quick, let me grab this on the little screen and I'll show you what I mean. Oh, it's not on the screen. Can you all see my iPad? Is that up there yet? Can you let me know in the comment section? Do you see that? I don't know. How about now? Oh, there we go. That should be up. You should see an iPad up on the screen here. Let me draw this for you. So if we think about motivation, this concept, there's time, and then there's motivation. When you first start thinking about something, where do you think the motivation goes? So when you get Lorelai, thank you for that. When you get excited about something, when you go, oh my gosh, it's the new year. I sat down, and in this whole new year, I'm so excited. I have a vision for what 2021 is going to be like. I see my vision. How excited do you get about that vision? What would you say? More excited, less excited? 0 to 10. How excited do you get about your vision on the day or night you create it? Now, the reason I'm talking about this on December 30th is because a lot of people are about to set some New Year's resolutions. They're going to set up some new goals, and we're going to get really hyped. Like, we're going to get pumped. We're going to get fired up. And my goodness, we're going to be so dang excited going into the new year with a bang. We're going to be all fired up. And what this looks like is right now, here's now, our motivation is about to go, if this is threshold, meaning we have to cross this line in order to act, in order to do something, our motivation when we start setting this goals is going to go. Now, for some of us, we're not going to cross the line, meaning we're going to write all this stuff down. We're going to have this amazing goal-setting sheet with all these incredible goals, and we're literally not going to do a single thing about it. We're just going to write it and say writing it is good enough. At least I have the plan. Then as soon as the new year happens, we're going to do this thing
where we get super busy trying to catch up on all the stuff we were ignoring for the last few weeks. And then we never get to actually check this box and do this plan. It leaves unchecked all year because we don't cross the line right here. But for other people, the motivation is going to keep going. And right now, your motivation is going to go all the way up here, on a 0 to 10 range. You're going to hit a level 75 plus of motivation. And my goodness, you're going to go do stuff. And if this is you, you're going to do this and that and this and that and this and this and this and that and this and this and this. And my goodness, you're just firing on all cylinders. How many of you have done this before? You're glowing like the sun. You're totally pumped up. You're doing a million things in a million directions. You're all fired up. And then over time, this thing called burnout starts to happen because you're exhausted. And as burnout happens, your motivation over the rest of the year kind of goes like this until at one point you stop taking action. And then, anyone ever been there? You were super fired up right here, and then time went over, you kind of got burnt out, and all of a sudden you landed up back here below the threshold of action. Therefore, you stopped doing all the things you said you were going to keep doing. And then something happens, it drops, you get fired up, someone hypes you up, someone gets you excited, and you go, oh my gosh, you get back up here for a while, and then, slowly, even though you're all the way back up here, time takes over and slowly brings you back down. Does that happen? Lorelei says happened the last 2 months, burnout. Isn't that an interesting pattern? Now, this pattern happens over and over and over again for so many people. What all the research shows is this is not the best way to do it. And let me show you, let me propose another way to do it. Because when we go back to this guy, when I asked this person, what was the number one thing it took to get you to $1 million in profit? They said ambition. Now, what ambition is, it looks kind of like this fired up line right here. What it's not is this whole thing. Because people think if I'm motivated enough, if I'm ambitious enough, my lines will just constantly look like this and I'll never have a down. That's not true. That having a down is totally normal and natural. There's a different equation we use on how to actually use your ambition to drive your business to $1 million or more. Let me copy this page real quick and I'll show you. So if I were to duplicate this, there we go. Let me clear some of this off. There we go. And so if we were to look at this, let me draw it a little differently. Motivation, if this is now, if this is now, this is time, and this is your motivation. Over time, the motivation is going to fade, period. Just how it happens. People get super motivated, then they get unmotivated. Then they get super motivated, then it goes down. That's just over time, natural. The key is, how do we get you to maintain forward progress right here? When you're not motivated, when you don't feel like it, when you're just saying, nah, I don't want to do it today. Here's the real question. A great coach has the ability to keep someone making forward progress, FP, forward progress, during a time when they do not feel motivated at all. Now, I'm going to tell you a quick story. This is a really important story when it comes to motivation and follow through, because there's a different formula. This is the motivation hype formula. We hype you up, you go do some stuff, it drops. We hype you up, you go do some stuff, it drops. Vladimir, nice to see you. Wendy, nice to see you too. It hypes you up, you get, drops, and your whole life is just this up and down pattern. Instead, I would propose something else. If we were to look at this same situation and say, okay, wait a second. Is there a way that we can get your progress to always be going up, meaning you're always making progress, how could we do that? How could we create progress that's always going up? Well, what we're going to do is take your motivation line, and your motivation line is going to match your progress line. And we go, ooh, this is interesting. Because now what's happening is there's times when you're not motivated down here, and there's times when you're totally motivated up here. The key is we kept you moving forward regardless of if you're being motivated or not. How do we do that? Well, we do that because there's time. There's time, but instead of motivation, we create standards. I call these winning patterns. Winning patterns. They're things we commit to do every single day, regardless if we feel like it or not. It's a commitment. It's a standard. It's a ritual. It's a habit. I call them winning patterns. So we trade out motivation, we scrap the motivation, and we swap it out for winning patterns. Now, there's a story of two people who were going to go on a race, and they were starting off on the West Coast, and they were trying to go across the entire United States to the East Coast. It was during a crazy period of history, really intense, really, really interesting path they had to cross to get across the country. One person decided every single day, no matter what, their plan was to go 25 miles. That's it. Every day, no matter what. Now, the key is they also discovered they would make a commitment that says, I'll never go more than 20 miles. 20 miles is the max, the maximum I'll go. 20 miles is the minimum I'll go. No matter what. 20 miles is the maximum, or 25 miles is the minimum and maximum I'll go no matter what. That's a commitment. The other person, put them in green, they were down here. They're about to make the same journey from the West Coast to the East Coast. They said, you know what? If the person number one is only going 25 miles a day, I know how I'm going to beat them. I'm just going to go into a dead sprint on day one, and I'm going to do like 50 miles. And I'll be so far ahead of them that they won't be able to catch up. That's how I'm going to beat them. Then on day two, they woke up and they were completely exhausted. So on day two, they didn't do anything. On day three, they got a little charged up and went like 10 miles. On day four, their foot, it rained. So on day four, they didn't do anything because it was raining. On day five, they really went for it. They went another, let's say 35 miles. On day six, they were exhausted again, so they did nothing. And they just have these sporadic, some days they do something, some days they don't, this sporadic journey. Now I'm going to pause right here. Who do you think made it across first? Let's just take a poll in the comment section. Do you think person number one or person number two, who do you think made it across first? Who got to the finish line first? Who do you think it is? I'm always curious what people guess on. I know what I guessed on this. I was incorrect, but I know what I guessed. Who do you think made it across first? Now here's my second question. How do you try to do it every day? If you're trying to build your business and get it to $1 million or get it to $1 million in revenue or $1 million in profit, I don't know what you're aiming for, but if you're trying to get there, are you option number one, meaning you have a certain target you lock in that's your minimum and maximum of what you will do every single working day of the year, and you hit it no matter what? Or are you option number 2? Some days you have a huge day, you totally crushed it. Then you take a couple days off. Then you come back and just do okay. You take a day off. Then you crush it again. Then you have a day off. Then you do okay. Then you days off. Then you crush. Is that what your working year looks like? Or have you locked in a pattern? You might hear my son. He's just waking up from a nap right now, it sounds like. Or have you locked in a pattern that no matter what, you hit your exact winning pattern every single day? How have you built your business right now? Now, when I go back to this text message, what was the one thing that helped you to get to $1 million in profit in your business? He said ambition. Ambition is not motivation. We need to be real clear with this, because some people confuse motivation with ambition. Meaning, we think getting fired up is the key to success. The truth is, ambition is having the ability to lock in a winning pattern and staying with it to maintain forward progress over a long period of time. Ambition is not sprint, stop, sprint, stop, sprint, stop. That's not ambition. That's motivation. Ambition is right here. The ability to consistently move in forward segments and progress over time. It's consistency. And so the key with this is figuring out what is your minimum and what is your maximum of forward progress that must be made every single day in the upcoming year. Now, this requires math. One of my favorite quotes, accounting is the language of business, quoted by Warren Buffett. Guy's pretty good with numbers. If we looked at that and said, okay, what is the math you need to do to get yourself from where you are now to where you want to be then at the end of 2021, what's the math? What's the math that's going to get you across here? So we're talking about ambition. Ambition is winning patterns, not motivation. Motivation will fade over time. Winning patterns is the ambition piece that'll actually get you to your goal. It's a much different scenario. So coming back here, I then asked him, how did you get from 1 million to 25 million in profit? Here's what he said. Compounding. Compound interest is one of the most amazing things in the world. And so he said 25 was capitalizing on luck and compounding. So the right place at the right time. If we go back to what helped this client get to 25 million, it was this concept called compounding. They built something that allowed them over time to compound on top of what they've already built. That means they were using this method, not this method. They were not starting over at zero every year trying to climb Mount Everest. Instead, they were figuring out how to make each year start significantly higher than the year before. And eventually that type of system built into something that gave this person over $25 million in profit. And they've made significantly more than that, but that's just the number I put for use here. I hope this is helpful. Coming all the way back, what are the winning patterns you're going to choose to lock in? What's the minimum and maximum you're going to choose to do every single day for the year of 2021 to keep you on track to crush the results and outcomes you're going to set with your New Year's resolutions? What are you going to do to get yourself across this journey right here? And if we can help you, we'd love to. The goal is not to count on motivation to get you there, so that some days you're motivated, some days you're not. The goal is to set up those winning patterns right here. The goal is not to inconsistently do sprints and drops. The goal is to consistently lock in consistent daily winning patterns that will absolutely get you to where you want to be. What's up, Facebook Live?
Okay. All right. That's the end of the video. Can you all hear me? Hello, Mr. Henry, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Yes,
Awesome.
yes, sir.
Awesome.
You're loud,
I believe you watched that awesome presentation by the presenter. I honestly, that is one of the problem people have. It's January or all the time. People get motivated. People get fired up. They are ready to do something.
Mr. Dobosco, sorry, hello, boss, man. Hello.
I can hear you.
I think before you fire up, I think we may like to hear people type that they at least they were able to at least they were able to follow what happened in the meeting. So if you're hearing what I'm saying right now, if you actually had the record very well, because I don't know how many of us that just listened to that meeting before, right on, we're already continuing, but write something on the chat board. If you listen to the video, what exactly do you get? Drop something. Because the topic of this video is how to convert your motivation to ambition. So is there anything I actually got there? Did you hear everything so clear? So in case you understood something on the video, kindly drop some chat on the call, like, wow, you actually learned something, you got something, because I don't know whether some of us were actually confused on the process of that video. But for me, particularly, the core topic of the video is conversion of motivation to ambition. Wow, okay, I think someone is already saying that consistency, that's fine. So if there's a lot of value you got from the video, please kindly drop that, because what our boss is going to do now is to be able to tell us how we can be able to use the 27 weeks to wealth to define, we want to use 27 weeks to wealth to be able to explain that video very well. So you can be able to understand how we can be moving consistently with the plan of every single day activity. So that's what we're going to do now. So I believe if you had that video very clear, now listen again to the practical from Mr. Don Bosco. Thank you so much, sir. You can go ahead with us.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Mr. Henry, for that. Okay, if you got value, please drop the value you got on the video on the chat box. At the same time, by the end of this presentation, I'm going to share the video on the group. Now, I want you to understand that this is something that will help you in 2021, not just in our pure business, in anything you want to do. Being motivated. Let me tell you something. It happened to me. Talking about what motivation and ambition. When I saw this, I was like, wow, this is actually the problem I have. Talking about when someone is fired up. There are some time I will be in a meeting. They say some days Money Farmer will do meeting. I'll just be fired up. I feel like calling the whole world. You know what? There was a time I called 50 people in a day. Like, okay, it was more than 60 people in a day. I was calling, I was writing their names down. I was writing what I discussed with them to know the next thing I need to carry out with them. Now, in a day, I called 60 people. That was so much. Now, after making that call, I was so tired. Like, I was very, very tired. The next day, I couldn't call the same 60 people again. Because why? I overstressed myself. That's what we talk about, burnout. Because why? Motivation will get it to a level whereby you do something. When you don't see the results of what you did for some time, you definitely burn out. That is what motivation does for you. But when you have ambition, now let me give you a little what ambition looks like. Ambition is like, let's say every day you have to brush your teeth. Imagine is there any day you leave your house without brushing your teeth? No, that you wouldn't even try it. You won't even need somebody to remind you to go and brush your teeth before going out. You know that every morning you need to brush your teeth before leaving the house. That is what we call routine and daily habits. That is what the man is trying to explain in the video. It's not about the big thing you do in a very short period of time. It's about the little that you do over time that that get to something big. Now, the first time you see someone taking a drip, let me also explain what ambition mean? Let's say someone is sick and the person is taking a drip. If you see a bag of drip, you'll be like, oh, when will this person finish taking this drip? It will just be dropping little. But do you know what? Over time, that drip will finish up. That is what consistency is all about. And that is how to win in every business, not in only pure business. What are you doing every day in your business? What you do every day counts, not what you do when you are fired up. Because what you do when you are fired up will just be fired up. The energy and everything will just drop. But what you do every day you tell yourself, I need to do this for my business every single day. No matter, this has nothing to do with excuse. Whether you are getting results or not, this is a ritual that you will be doing all the time, every single day for the next 365 days. Then you see the massive impact in your business. Then he says something about what? The reason why I love this training is this. This training is really, really practical. It's not something that come out from his head. He was showing you a text message that he was asking somebody a question. And he now asked this person, what did you do that took you from 1 million to 25 million? Now look at the answer the person gave. He said compounding. What does it mean by compounding? Compounding means that, let's say you have 1 million today. Now tomorrow, if you want to do business, you're not starting from zero, because the first time you made 1 million, you started from zero. Now tomorrow, if you want to do business, you're not starting from zero again. You're starting from what? 1 million. Now the next time, you're not starting from 1 million. Maybe you're mid profit of 2 million. You're starting from 2 million. Compounding effect. That is how you get to bigger level. I will explain in details in what I'm about to share with us tonight in the 27 weeks to wealth game plan. I will share some things. I'll make it more practical so you can understand everything in full details. I believe you can see my screen, Mr. Henry. Can you see my screen? Hello?
Yes.
Okay, you can see my
Yeah,
screen.
your screen is very clear. It's very clear. Very clear.
All right. It's still part of our step up meeting, step up year 2021. These are things we need to do to be able to step up our 2021. It is very, very important. We need to know these things and to do it right so we can have the best of 2021. Like I said, if you repeat those things that you did in 2020, you still get the results you got in 2020 and 2021. So you need to change things you do every single day. So this is what we are doing to make sure you step up your game in 2021. All right, let's continue. Now, I believe you have seen the difference between motivation and ambition. Now, motivation is what you do when you are inspired. When you'll be so fired. In fact, there's nothing somebody will tell you. You will only be executing what is in your head all the time, because why? You are really motivated. But when you do that thing over time, and you didn't get results, you'll be like, oh, this thing I'm doing, is it working? Now, burnout has started coming in. Burnout. It happens to everybody naturally. Burnout happens to everybody. Now, there are some people when burnout happens, they will just relax. They will just stay there. Now, motivation will put you in a massive action. Motivation will put you in a massive action for a period of time and can easily burn out. You can easily burn out. Now, look at what ambition does for you. Ambition is a little task set to do every day, no matter what. No matter what. This is something that you set to do no matter what. This is something that you want to do in your business every single day, no matter what. All right. This is the action steps of the 27 weeks to wealth. Now, this 27 weeks to wealth was designed to show you what? Your weekly routine and your daily routine. When you know your daily routine and your weekly routine, yeah, there's a fact that you cannot do it 100%, but can you do 50? Yeah. So that is the main purpose of these 27 weeks to wealth. And this plan works for anyone that put it to work. And imagine achieving 0.05%, not even 1% result. 0.05% result of this plan can change your life. Let me tell you something. If you're working let's say in a company and your result was 1%, they will sack you. The next morning you are sacked. In the industrial world, when you do 1%, 10%, you're going to be sacked. But here, Achieving only 0.05% results will change your story for life, because what I'm about to show you will blow your mind. All right, let's start it. Now, this is the actual game plan of the 27 weeks to wealth. I call it the 27 weeks to wealth because why? It is divided in weeks. Now, look at what this man said. I'm going to be making reference. After, I'm going to be explaining this in 2 segments so you can understand very well how it works. Now, the man says something, what you will be doing every single day in your business. Now, he says something again about what? Compounding. Now, when you are compounding, you're not starting with zero. When you are compounding, you are starting with what? Something. And when you are starting with something on compounding, it usually gives you more. That is what compounding does for you. Now, let me explain that to you. Now, on this angle here, this is weeks. Week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, week 6, week 7, up to week 27. I will show you that. Now, this is you. Now, every week, can you register? Not someone taking position. Can you activate 2 individuals every single week? I didn't say every day. Every week, can you make sure that you sign up 2 people in your organization? 2 people. I'm going to show you how to get the 2. Just hold on. This is just a tip of the iceberg. I'm going to be showing you how to get the 2, the plans we have on how you can get the 2. I'm going to be showing you that as well. Now, can you sign up 2 people that pay 77,000 naira in your business every week? Every week you are bringing 2. Now, when you bring 2 people in your organization, now you have 2 in your organization. The first thing you need to do with them is to plug them to what? The 5-day tribe training on their first week. On your second week, which is your second week, will be their first week. Now, on their first week, them themselves will also be working on their own too. There's a way, because why? I'm going to be showing you how they can also get their 2. I'm going to show you that. Now, on their second week, now you now have 2 team members who will go out there to get their own 2. Now your team will grow to 6 people. Now, this is what compounding effect looks like. Every week, you are consistently bringing your 2. With second, you bring your 2. With third, you bring your 2. With fourth, you bring your 2. Now, this is compounding effect. Now, your team member you started with is 2. And they go out there with the same, going through the 5-day tribe training, putting on massive action, setting up that ambition target to hit every day. By the end of their own first week, they've already gotten their 2. Now your team has grown to 6 people. Now, the 6 people do the same thing. Your team has grown to 14 people, 30 people, 62 people, 126 people. This is compounding effect. Now, every week, you're not starting only you again. You are starting a week with people working on a task to get their own 2. Now, this is only working on 2 partners every single week. 2 partners every single week. I know that these results will not be 100% perfect. But do you know what? This is a game plan for what is possible in the next 27 weeks. And 27 weeks is what? 6 months. By the end of 15 weeks, your team member must have grown to over what? 65,000 team members. This is what compounding effect will look like. Now, by the end of 27 weeks, you have personally recruited what? 54 team members. You, every week, you're working on 2 people. Now, your team member, due to the compounding effect, you now have over 268 million team members. You see how the power of 2 can change your business. Every single week, everybody is working on getting their 2 people. I'm going to be showing you the plan on how to get the 2 people. I know most people have that question. Now, I like what Murtala said. He said, nothing is impossible. Honestly, I can tell you, nothing is impossible. It's not about the years. I was listening to one leader today in network marketing. There was a company called, I forgot the name of this company, I've forgotten their name, but one individual get to the highest rank of the company in 9 years. It took the person 9 years to get to the highest rank. Now, another guy came in. It took him what? 3 years to get to the highest rank. No, that's why I keep saying something, that all things are possible to those that believe. This is to show you what is possible by the end of what? 27 weeks. If everybody in your team follow the pattern. I know there will be some defaulters and people that will not do what we do, but imagine if you set your target to the moon, you landed in the star. That is what it looks like. This game plan will change your story. If you want to see, this is a plan whereby that anybody can come in, irrespective of whether you have spillover or no spillover. Working with this plan, working with your mastermind are your two people. You can achieve great success in this business in no short time. All right, let's continue. Let me show you how to get it to. Now, this is a plan on how you can get your two people every single week. Now, this is our vehicles. Our vehicle you're going to be using right now is what? Your personal contacts. Most of us joke with our personal contacts. Yeah, I call it the one market. These are the people that know you. Yeah, these are the people that know you. I call it the one market. You don't joke with them. Now, you are not going to be the one calling your personal contact. You're not going to be the one inviting them to meet you. We're going to be showing you what to do. All you need to do once you join our business the first week, make sure you go through the 5-day Strive training. Listen, let me tell you something. I know most of us have not finished the training. You are looking at data. I want you to sit down one day, do a calculation of how much you spend in school. If you went to the university, don't calculate on the university own. Just calculate how much you spend on primary and secondary school in 12 years. It will blow your mind. Ordinary 3,000 naira data will help you to watch that whole video that you are complaining about data. You are complaining about time. Have you given it 1 hour every day? It will just take you 5 days. You can't tell me that you are working the whole 24 hours. Even though you are so busy, maybe if you're after working in the office, before you go to bed, after your prayer or before your prayer, anytime that is convenient for you, sit down and watch this 1 hour video. This video can change your life. Now, after going through that 5-day Strive training, the next thing to do is to get your contacts ready. At least you must have 100 contacts that you want to show this. That each and every one of us in this call that have an Android phone, you must have at least 100 contacts in your phone. And there is no way you cannot tell me that out of those 100 contacts, we cannot find 2 people that we will share the business opportunity with, and they will not sign up. Now, the first thing we are going to be using is what? Our personal contacts. These are one market, people that know you. That's the way you approach these people. These people know you. These are not people that you'll be lying to. All you need to do is to pre-inform them about that someone who's going to call them, and you give their contact to your upline for the upline to make the call, because they don't know your upline. Now, your upline can say anything to be able to bring them to the meeting, but they know you. So our first vehicle is what? The personal contacts. The second vehicle is what? Online, talking about Facebook and Instagram ads. Yeah, this is going to be amazing. But do you know what? There are challenges on online, whereby that we're going to be meeting challenges online, talking about Facebook adverts. Facebook can decide to ban your account. They can decide to do different things. The reason why I want us to use personal contact and online, in case we have issue with online, we will not stop our business. Our business will keep growing on our what? Personal contacts. So these are our 2 vehicles, but we are focusing more on our what? Contacts. This is where we are focusing more. Now, this is it. This method will get every team member. Listen, this is what this method will do. This method will get every team members working and involved. This is not about, I don't know what to do. I don't know how do I do it. You now know that you are expected to do something every single day. Every single day. This is where discipline, consistency comes in. I call it what? The daily winning pattern. The daily winning pattern. This is how to sign up the 2 team members every week. This is not about telling people to register for free. These people are going to be paying 77,000 sign-up fee. You're going to be seeing our new presentation slide that's going to be powerful. It's going to be more convincing. It's going to be superb. I'm telling you, because we are taking things in a whole new level, not the way we are doing it. We are taking things in a whole new level. You need to ride with us, because if you are wasting time, we'll leave you behind. That's all. We will leave you behind. We are taking things on a whole new level this year. All right, this is the first step. A prospect sign up and become a team member. A prospect, let's start with you. You sign up today and become a team member. The next thing you need to do, or the next thing the prospect needs to do, is to plug the person on what? The 5 days Thrive training. This is very, very important. If I'm going to be working with you, if you don't do this, I'm not going to work with you. That's a fact. Even if you call me and tell me heaven and earth, and you say you insult me, no Allah, I'll just move forward because I see you as someone that is not serious. Because why? You are taking my business back. Most of us are Christians. If you go to church, they will tell you you have to go to Sunday school or maybe a kind of foundation school. Now, they are trying to groom you to become a better Christian. That is what they do. Every church system, any church you attend, be it Catholic, any church, they have a system to be able to grow you to become a mature Christian. That is what we are doing on the 5 days Thrive training. You can't tell me that you cannot spare only 5 days to give yourself the right knowledge, the right mindset, the right skill set to be able to build this business. You can't tell me that you don't have 5 days to give. If you don't have that 5 days, that means you're not the right candidate for me. Then he or she, anybody that signed up that week, he or she must come up with 35 contacts for the week. Now, you have over 100 contacts or more than 100, whatever your contact is. But every week, you must come up with what? 35 contacts that your upline will call. 35 contacts. In that 35 contacts, the team member should be giving the upline 5 contacts per day. Now look at what you'll be doing. You'll be doing. All you will do is to call those 5 contacts and tell them, I'm going to be I will send you a script to send to send to the person. You call the person on phone. Hello. If the person is Kenneth. Hello, Kenneth. I'm going to be I'm going to be inviting you to a meeting today. There's something I want you to see, and it's going to be very powerful. And I saw this thing. This is life changing. But they told me that that for me. Okay, sorry. I need to go and check where I wrote it down. I wrote it down, so I need to read it very well to you, so you can understand. So you're going to be telling kind of pre-informing them. You're not going to be telling them anything about the business. After calling them on the phone, then send them a text message. I'm going to send you the customized text. All these things I will drop all these things in the group after the meeting tonight or before the end of tomorrow. You get all these things in the group. Now you're going to be sending them text message. Now your upline will now be the one to call the person to invite those people to meeting. And the upline will spend minimum of what? 5 to 6 minutes to be able to invite the person. Your duty is not to do the presentation on the phone. Never try to do presentation on the phone. Anybody that forces you to do presentation on the phone, just know that that person is not the right candidate. Now, for example, 5 multiplied by 7, that every day you're calling 5 people, 5 multiplied by 7 will give you what? 35 contacts every week that you have called. Now, the upline, the downline that brought this contact is already going through the 5 days training. And you, the upline, is making call. Now, the next week, the upline that brought this contact will start what? Working with his own, working with his own people to be able to what? Call their own people as well. So this is what our work ethic will look like every week. Now, the second step, the duty of the member, which is the one bringing the contact, is to call and pre-inform his contact. You have to call and pre-inform the contact. And the duty of the upline is to call and invite those 5 contacts to Zoom meeting. Don't explain the business on the phone. That is very, very wrong. Do not explain the business on the phone. Now, the first call, you're going to call in the prospect twice in a day. Now, the first call will be 5 to 6 hours before the meeting time. Now, the second call should be 30 or 15 minutes to the meeting time and remind them of what? The meeting that is starting by 8 p.m. Unfortunately, all our meetings start by 8 p.m. every night. All our meetings start by 8 p.m. every night. So you call the person 5 to 6 hours before the meeting time. Then 30 minutes to 15 minutes of the meeting time, the upline will also call the prospect to invite them to meetings. All right. Now, the third step. Then the team member will follow up with WhatsApp messages. Now, the team member should follow up. The person that brought the contact after the meeting, this is after the meeting. The team member will follow up with WhatsApp messages on broadcast list. Is that you have the person on the broadcast list or private message? So you either follow up on broadcast list or private message. Please do not put prospects in a group. If you put prospects in a group, most of them don't read group messages. Imagine when there is 500 messages, how would you expect the person to read it? Now you send the person's message privately on a private message or through a broadcast channel. That is how to message the prospect. Now, this is it. The team member will follow up with these questions. This is the question the team member that brought the prospect. This is the question you will ask the prospect. You ask him, did you attend the presentation? His answer of what? Yes or no. The person will tell you yes or no. Now, if the person said no, don't try to explain the business on the phone. This is the next thing. Tell the person, okay, would you like me to give you a video to watch? The person will be like, yes. The person will say yes. Now, you now tell the person, when will you have time? Do you have time now before? So I know that you're going to be watching the video. You need to know the time the person will watch the video. And if the person says, I'm going to watch it now, maybe say you should send the video now. Then you tell the person, all right, you send the video. And after sending the video, call the person back and ask the person, when should I call you back for more explanation? The person will now give you time. That's the first question. Now, the second question is, do you stay till the very end of the presentation? If the person said, I did not, the next thing you need to do is either you can recommend the video or reschedule it. These two questions is that you recommend it. If the person accepts to watch the video, or if he doesn't say, I don't have much time to watch the video, try to do what? Reschedule the meeting for the person. Now, this will go on for the next 7 days. Every week, this will continue going on for the next 7 days, every single week. This is how it will be going on every single week. Now, let's continue. Let's do the math here. Let's be realistic. Now, upline invite 5 people a day. Upline invite 5 people a day. That's total of 35 people in a week. 5 by 7 is 35 people. Now, let's say we achieve 50. Let's say after calling the 35 people and they didn't come to meeting. Let's say we achieved only what? 50%. Why do we achieve 50%? Because we need to be realistic. Because there are some people, no matter what you tell them, they will still not attend the meeting. But let's say we achieve what? 50% attendance, including follow-up from the downline. After they attending the meeting, 50% of those 35 people attending meeting, and including follow-up from what? The downline. That's over 18 people that saw the opportunity in that week. 18 people. And out of 18 people, we had what? 2 sign up. 18 people. There is no way we cannot have 2 sign up. 18 people that attended meeting, we can just have what? 2 sign up. These are your warm market because they know you. I will still share with you some strategies, things to tell your warm market, because your warm market knows you very well. Most of them know you very well. They know whether you are succeeding or whether you are not succeeding, or whether you are financially free or whether you're not financially. There's a way to approach your warm market. You don't tell them that this business will give you you'll be enjoying you'll be financially free. They will be looking at you, be like, you that is telling me I'll be financially free. Are you financially free? That is a way to talk to one market, and that is what I'm going to be sharing with us on the scripts I'm going to be dropping on the group. The way you should communicate with your one market. You don't say anything to your one market because they know you very well. I'm talking about the team members that are following up, because it is not your upline that will follow up on those 35 people. It is you. The upline duty is to what? Invite. It is you that have the contact that will follow them up. All right. Now, our weekly goal is achieved. We repeat the same process for the next week till 27 weeks. Our team member will do the same thing with us. Everybody joining us, we keep following the same pattern. Anybody that is coming up, you tell the person, now this is our plan. Everybody should know our plan. Everybody should know our plan. Know that this is what we are expected to do. This is it. Are you in or out? Know whether for the person to say I'm in, the person must go through the 5-day strive training. Anybody that complete the 5-day strive training is qualified for this plan. Because there is no way the person will believe this thing we are showing you. Because the person's mindset is blocked with a lot of negativity. That's why we need to do a lot of cleansing with that 5-day strive. And that is what it does, cleansing. Somebody that was falling off for a long time, I was calling this guy, but the first time I sent him the video of the 5 days drive, he was one that called me. He said, I'm signing up this Friday. Now, do you know what that thing did to him? It gave him a different mindset. For at the same time, he have recruited his brother already. That is the benefit of this 5 days drive. And I don't want you to joke with it. Do not make it priority in your business. It's not, even if you tell people in our competition plan, when you become a bronze, ordinary bronze, you make 100 million. Now, the question is, how can they become a bronze and make the 100? They don't know how to. It is what the 5 days training is doing that will help them to get to the rank of bronze. So the 5 days training will show them the right track for success. It's going to be the main thing we are going to be selling. Mentorship, not the products or the company. People have been seeing different products. People have been seeing different competition plans. But what people don't see is what mentorship and what leadership. That is what we need to be selling. It will be attracting the right people. Okay, now imagine that Dangote said, I'm about to share the plan that made me success. Do you know how many people attend that meeting? If Dangote come to meet any interview now, he will tell you, don't give up, keep pushing. People have heard those things. It is, what is the plan? This is the plan. The plan is the training, the mentorship, the plan. All right, back to our 27 weeks to wealth. I believe you're seeing how simple this thing is to achieve. Remember, these big numbers here is what? Compounding. Now, every week, you're not starting with only you. It's not only you that is bringing the two now. Your team members are doing the same thing. That is why it compounds. It compounds. That is why it compounds. Each week, it's compounding. Each week, it's compounding. And remember, everybody is signing up with 100 PV every week. I will show you the amount potential in the next. It's not going to be the money you will earn once. You will earn the money once because the company will be paying you overtime throughout the whole 27 weeks as you're building your business. So this is what your income potential is. So before the end of 27 weeks, which is 6 months, you have personally registered what? 54 team members. And these 54 team members are working hard. And if they all completed this cycle, you will have over 268 million team members. Let me tell you something. There are people that have 1 million team members in network marketing. You need to listen to network marketing leaders. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a lady, Mr. Moses talked about today, Stormy Winnington. This is a very young lady, in just 6 years of building network marketing business, she is constantly earning $1 million per month. That is $12 million every single year. How many of us make such kind of income? And this is what this opportunity can do for you. And with this plan, you can break records. Like I said, even if you achieve 0.05% result in this plan, you are made for life. You are going to be on a massive 50 million income every single week. I'm talking about 15 million every single week. Can we? I know it's not going to be super 100%, but can we achieve little percent? And let me tell you something. This thing is possible. Let me share a story. I attended one of the training of one of the leaders I respect so much in Nigeria, network marketing, Nigeria. Yeah, one of a great leader. I listened to this guy a lot. His name is Michael Collier. Most of you will know him. This guy said what at the early 2020, they started the year with 150,000 members. That was when they started the year. But with this plan I'm showing you, with the pattern of the way they are doing their business, they blew up their members from 150,000 to 500,000 team members. That is more than 300% growth. More than 300% growth in a year. This young man makes over more than 30 million every month in that business. This is someone that was working in a bank 4 years ago. 4 years ago, this young man was working in a bank. But today, the story is a different story. Just because of what? Network marketing opportunity. All right, let's do the math. I'm talking about what? The money. The money. This is the money. Remember, our business has 8 ways of making money. Pure pages on 8 ways of making money. Now, let's talk about 2, which is what? The referral bonus and the team bonus. That is the main 2 thing I want to talk about tonight. The referral bonus and the team bonus. And I want you to pay close attention on what I'm about to say tonight on the referral bonus and the team bonus. Now, remember, after 27 weeks, You can have over what 268,435,454 team members in your team if everything is done successfully. Now, if you successfully, you that is bringing in the two people every week, if you successfully sign up 54 persons by the end of 27 weeks, you will earn over 864,000 on what? Referral bonus, which is what? 16,000 naira multiplied by what? 54. This is what the company will pay you. And you know what? If you're doing your business, you will structure those 54 persons in your team, which means 54 divided by 2. Let me get the right figure, because these 54 people will be in your left and they will also be in your right. So it will be 54 divided by 2, which will give you 27 team members on the left, 27 team members on the right. Now, the company will pay you 10% of what? The team bonus. Now, remember, each and every one of them is buying products worth of what? 100 PV. Now, 27 multiplied by 100 is what? 2,700 points. Now, the company pay you what? 108,000, which is what? $270. $270, which is 108,000 plus 864,000 naira plus 108. This is what your income will be like if you successfully sign 2 people every week by the end of 27 weeks. This is what your personal income will look like, what you make. Now, let me show you the big maths. Now, this is the teamwork. The teamwork, your team. Remember, we have 268 million team members by the end of what? 27 weeks. Now, you can earn team bonus only here. Now, here, you don't earn referral bonus because why? It is your team members that brought those people that will earn the referral bonus. Now, look, this what you earn here is a team bonus, which is what? The PV those people are using to join the company, which is what? 100 PV. Now, you earn team bonus. You earn team bonus here only. Imagine achieving 0.1%, 0.1% result, not 10% or 1%, but just 0.1%. Now you will have, if you want to achieve this 0.1%, you have at least over 268,000 team members divided by 2 in your business, which is left and right team. That's where we have a business on the left and on the right team. Now, everyone bought 100 PV on registration. That's over 13 million points. 13 million points on both legs. 13 million points, that's what you have on the both legs. That 13 million will be on the left, 13 million will be on the right. And the company said you're going to earn 10% of that 13 million points. Now, that is over 1.3 million. This money will not be paid once. This is something that happened in the period of what? 27 weeks. And that's over 520 million by the end of 27 weeks. I know most of you are laughing. Most of you will be like, oh, the boss has come again. But let me tell you something. All things are possible to those that believe. All things are possible to those that believe. Believe is one of the biggest things you need to have in this business. If your dream is small, you cannot do it. People are making more than this in network marketing business. If you want to know what I'm talking about, go to this website, Business for Home. You see top earners in network marketing business earning millions in a month. People are making massive income. This is a very small amount of money, but this is a plan for you to achieve this. Now, this money is not paid to you once. It is paid to you by the period of what? 27 weeks as your team grows. As your team grows. Remember, this is only 0.1% result by the end of what? 27 weeks. Now, let's continue. Let me show you the big picture. Now, let's calculate 0.005 results. 0.005 results. Now, you have a total team member of what? 13,420 team members. Remember, on this money we'll talk about, on this one, we didn't talk about rank achievements. We didn't talk about the rank achievements. We didn't talk about the lifestyle bonus. We didn't talk about so many things. This is only on what? The team bonus. What your team bonus will look like by the end of 27 weeks. Team bonus, what it will look like. Now, let's do a calculation of what? 0.005% result. Now, you have a total team member of 13,420 team members divided by 2 on the left and the right team. Everyone bought 100 PV, which is what? 1.3 million points. That is what it looks like, 1.3 million PV. Now, divided by 2 will give you 650,000 points on both legs. 650,000 points on both legs, and you will earn what? 10%. 10% of 650,000 points is what? $65,000. Multiply it by 400, the company will pay you commission of what? 26 million naira. They will pay to you. 26 million naira will be paid to you once this thing is. This is only 0.05% result. Why is it 0.005%? It means that because why? That we have some defaulters, we have some Judas in the team that will not do what we ask them to do, that will not bring the contact, that will not make the call, that will not invite, that will not do some many different things. There are things that will happen. But imagine that you landed yourself in this result. Now, we're not talking about these people reordering. This is only what? The product they bought and the point of what? Registration. Now, remember, we still have rank bonus and other bonuses that is not added here. This is only on what? The team bonus. What you earn from your team, what you earn from your compounding. Remember the first video we watched? The man said that what took them from $1 million to $25 million is what? Compounding. On compounding, you are not starting from ground zero. You are starting from somewhere and climb to the next step. That is compounding. Compounding doesn't mean that you start from ground zero again. You're not starting from the beginning. Every week, you're working with people that will take you to the next level. That is what we call leverage. Leverage. That's what we enjoy here. Now, imagine investment of what? 77,000 turning to 26 million in 6 months. How excited will you be if you make this money in your bank before the end of the year? Imagine making only 10% of that 26 before the end of the year. That is the big picture, and that is what we are talking about. We want people to believe, want people to start believing, want people to start taking action, to start setting goals that they want to achieve before the year ends. And I'm so excited about tonight's meeting. I'm so excited. All right, let's continue. Now, this blueprint is not meant to scare you because of the big numbers or for you to doubt if it is achievable. It is something to show you what is possible. This is something to show you what is possible if it's achieved. If everyone focus on doing their part every day, and doing your part starts with you being intentional of doing what is required every single day. This thing is achievable if everybody is doing their part every single day. And doing your part starts with you by being intentional. Be intentional. This is your business, unless you don't regard this business as your business. If you have talked to all your friends and they are doing nothing, you have to go more further. You don't need to stop there. You need to go further. You need to go further. If you have talked to people that you know, to go further, go to the internet. You'll be like, oh, I don't know how to run Facebook ads. That is not a problem. There are scripts you use to talk to people on Messenger. They can be interested in your business. How many of you have been posting products on the social media and someone have asked you, oh, I want to register? People have seen such kind of things like that. They want you to come out differently. They'll be like, wow, this is good. I would like to see it. They don't know what you're talking about, but they're already curious to know because of the way you presented it to them. And before you present the opportunity, you first of all work on their mindset. Some people, their mind is telling them the wrong thing. So you need to work on their mindset to make sure that they are hearing the truth. They are ready to receive what you're sharing with them. All right. Now, can you do your part? If you can do your part, can you go to the chat box and say, I will do my part? Say, I will do my part. If you're here with us, go to the chat box and say, I will do my part every day. I will do my part every day. I will do my part every day. Go to the chat box and type in, I will do my part every day. Diamond Fisher said, I'm already doing my part. Awesome, awesome, awesome. 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 This thing is achievable. Have you ever wondered how we have some mighty churches today? This is the principle they go with. Little tasks, and they doing it consistently. Over time, it turns to a big result. Over time, it's not what you do in a short period of time. You run, you do energy. I told you, I said something earlier. There was a time I called 60 people in a day. Do you know what? The next day I couldn't call those people. And I didn't know that I was just motivated. But I wasn't doing it. I didn't set ambition. I didn't mean I set ambition. I told myself every day out of the 60 contacts I have to call like 5 or 10. If that 10 is still cool. But imagine calling a whole 60 a day. Can you do that in the next day? So that is what we call doing your part, setting up some things you need to do every single day. For those of us that doesn't have people to talk to, now this is where it comes in. You have to go and grow yourself. That is when you use money to look for what you want. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the online. For those of us that have been using online, there's a new way I just created on how to use online to build our business. It's not the what we did last year. What we did last year, we got a whole lot of serious people. Now, this time around, what I just created, we're going to be having quality people. In fact, those people will be praying, please, I wish I can be accepted. In fact, we're not begging them. They will be the one begging us to be part of what we are doing. That is what I just created. So I'm going to be sharing to some of us that are into online. But if you don't have any contacts, you can reach out and you can bring money for adverts. Don't ask me to run adverts for you. You have to bring money for adverts that are going to be used to run adverts. And you will be the one to close those people, not me. Now, if you pay your money and you get those contacts, now, if you like, you don't call them, your money is already gone. Now, these contacts I'm giving you are pre-qualified clients that has already gone through our questionnaire form, filling details that they are part of the business. They are going to be filling form. You're going to be, for people who do online, you're going to be seeing all these things. I sat down and I create all these things to make it easy for each and every one of us to build our business this year, 2021. All right, let's continue. Okay, do not give up. Honestly, if you give up, that's when you lose. If you give up, that is when you lose. Go and listen to Top Network Marketing. Go on Facebook. If I don't know if you want to be successful in network marketing, you don't know any top earner that is not in Pure, and you want to be a top network marketer. It's not going to work. Go and do research. Listen to those people in other companies. That is what to do. I heard about the lady called Storm Willington today. I went on YouTube. I researched about. I didn't know who she is. I have to research about her. That was when I found out she had been doing network marketing for the past 6 years. Most of us wasted the past 6 years of our life. So we need to do something so that the next 5 years or 6 years of our life will be useful to us. So go online, research about this man called Matt Morris. Matt Morris, he did so many network marketing companies and it didn't work. He said he did five companies in 5 years. That means he was changing company. It's not about changing company. It's about having the right mindset, the right mentorship, because it's not about, even if a company says, bring one person, I will pay you 1 million naira. Now, the question is, how can you now bring the one person? It's not about changing company. It's about doing the right thing in the business. So we have already identified the best company and we are working with right now, which is Pure. All we need to do, we need to do what we're supposed to do every single day. Now, this man is a Nigerian. He's in one of the top earner in a company called Longreach. Top earner. I saw his picture where he posted before network marketing and after network marketing. When he was a civil servant when he married his wife. And if you look at their wedding picture, they were looking like people that, in fact, if you come to their wedding, you even be the one to give them money. In fact, if you don't want to give them money, if you see them on their wedding day, you'll be forced to give them money because they were looking so tattered. But look at this man today. Network marketing industry changed his story. He said something that is powerful. He said, if you don't get your mindset right, nothing works, even in the best business. It's not about company. Nothing works, even in the best business. I want you to know that. If you don't get your mindset right, nothing works, even in the best business. All right, dream big, set goals, take action, and go and smart big. All right, so remember our 14 days momentum challenge. is starting on what? On the 18th of January 2020, on the 18th, which is Monday, although we'll be attending the H90 meeting. So the Momentum Drive will be launching on the 19th, which is on Tuesdays. We'll be starting it officially. We're going to be having so many presenters. It's not going to be only me that will present. No, all our leaders, all our gold rank leaders will be presenting on that Momentum Drive, because we want us to start working on ourselves. We need to start building leaders, great minds in our organization, which is what? The Pathfinders. We are called the Pathfinders. Here, we show people the right path to success. We show people the right path. So we need to, be the light in our business called Pure. Honestly, when I look at what we have in Pure in January, Pure globally, I can tell you we are in a better position to get to the top. We are in a better position to get to the top more than those people in the US. We are in a better position. All right, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you for being here. I'm going to be opening the mic for Mr. Henry. If you're here, you can take it out from me. But if you got value in tonight's meeting, go ahead and type in value, 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 value. If you got value, drop anything in your heart, drop it right there. Drop it, drop it, drop it. If you have any suggestion, if you have something to say, you can raise your hand so I can unmute you. But we have some leaders here. Please, I want the leaders here to talk to us. Please, this is a leadership meeting, not just an ordinary meeting. This is a leadership meeting. Please, I want all our leaders to talk to us and, add words to what we have discussed tonight. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be exciting. Okay, I have quite a number of leaders. I can see Mr. Ifedayo. You're welcome, Mr. Go-Getter himself. Mr. Federer was the one that gave me a plan related like this, and I went back and I modified it in such a way that I will get better results and make it more effective. That this business, no matter your level, even though you are not getting spillover, it doesn't matter. You can build your business spillover, even whether you are getting spillover or not. All right, Diamond Fisher, you can unmute yourself and talk to us.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello. Good evening, everyone.
Yes, we can hear you. Continue.
Okay. Well, I am super excited. I'm very happy to be in this meeting today. In fact, I never knew I've been missing all this while. Well, thank God, one of my diva, her prayers work. She fired the network diverter with prayers, and it really worked. Awesome. I want to say thank you to her.
I was happy seeing you throughout.
Tonight's meeting is some. Yeah. I just have to change another SIM to get another network. In fact, I have the whole Nigerian network in my hands just to see that I don't miss any meeting now. Awesome. So, sir, my question goes like this. I'm rewinding us back to where about the 35 contact list.
Okay.
That is our warm list.
Yeah, one people.
Yeah, okay. So what? Yes, people in your contact.
Yes.
So because I know I've tried that time without number. I have tried that one list. In fact, I have done up to 100 lists. But I found out that none of them was willing to join my business. So at some point, I felt maybe I was disturbing them, so I stopped. So in this process, sir, if, for example, I give my own 35 names list now, and my upline called, and they did not show up, does it mean I have failed, or I should just forget about them and move forward? Because this thing has, I don't know how to put it, but this, I have experienced it, sir. So I want to know what to do. I want to know what to do if in case such a thing repeats itself, because I'm not going to give up on them. Okay. As a matter of fact, I was so glad to try connecting to tonight's meeting, but unfortunately for the network problem we're having, I told them they should go and get Airtel SIM, because that is what I use, and I see that I am network age free tonight. So they were asking me when is the meeting holding again. I tell them they should have a problem. I will send link once it is out. So I don't know. I'm not going to give up on them, but I'm only trying to ask maybe someone to have such experience. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Based on what I said earlier, I said you know, what you were doing before, you are the one that trying to convince your contacts to do the business. You are trying to convince them to do the business. And that's why they keep rejecting you. Now, what I said, what the plan says, make down your 35 contacts every week. And each day, bring out at least 5 that your upline will call every day and invite them to meetings. Now, this is how it is now. Let me break it down for you. Now, all you need to do is to pre-inform these people. You don't tell them about any business. There's a way you call. That's why I will send a script to the group chat by the end of this meeting for us to see all the scripts step by step. And again, this the script you supposed to send to your prospects after attending the meeting. So it's going to be script by script. All you need to do is to send the customer a message telling the prospect that someone's going to call him. Then your upline will do the call. Now, those your contact doesn't know your upline. Your upline can say anything that will entice them. Now, after your upline invite them to meeting, let's say they attend the meeting. Now, you, the one they know that you just started this, you have not started making money. They might know your family background, they might know your income status and all those stuff. Now, it is now less for you to close them as a one market. That is a way to close a prospect as a one market. You don't just start lying to them or start telling them if you join this business you'll be financially free, you leave your work, and the person will be looking like, this person that is telling me this, I've never achieved anything, and he's telling me that I will be financially free. So there's a way to close one market. There are words to say. You don't tell your own story because you don't have a story yet. All you need to do is to share the story of people that took advantage of the opportunity months or years back. Now, after doing that, you now project yourself on how you're going to be working, on how you're going to be putting effort in this business in the next phase. Now, when you are sharing such kind of thing to your prospects, your prospects will be so inspired. They'll be like, oh, wow, I think Patience is about to do something real serious with this. I think I need to, stuff. I'm going to be sharing some scripts that will make so much sense to you, to everybody, so that we can know what to do at the right time. I also do things that are good. I guess I've answered your question.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir. I'm super excited.
All right, thank you. I think we have Mr. Ifedayo on the call. Mr. Ifedayo, you can unmute yourself.
All right, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you for the opportunity once again. I actually want to contribute to what Diamond Fisher asked about. Sometimes in my former company, there's actually a guy who built a very good structure. He has a lot of people in his team, and he's actually one of our top leaders in Ado Ekiti then. Around then, I was saving, so I had to get in touch with him and be like, hello, sir, coppers are just like students. I was like, how were you able to build your team as a student when you were in school? So he told me that he has actually done few network marketing before then, and they all failed before the company came up. So what he said was he actually had to switch from his warm list to cold list because he has failed several times. So he had to switch. So by switching implies that they have to look into new people entirely now. Because one thing I've discovered is if the people that you've been following up for, let's say, 6 months have not been responding, there's a great tendency that for the next 6 months, they might not respond.
Exactly.
So I think one of the smartest things you can do now is to switch. Look for entirely new people. It could be cold list. Yes, it could be cold list now, and it could still be warm list, but the warm list would be like, they may not be people that you directly know. It could be friend or friends. It could be far away cousins, far away family members. But generally, that is what I would advise you to do. If you are waiting on them, hoping, like in that way, it's like you are hoping. It may not work. Exactly. And in 2021 is a time to actually get a better result. I will advise that you should, for the moment, you should not wait on them. Like in my former company, I waited on some of my team members, believing they would do well. For over a year, they were not doing well. So switch your list, get a all new people on board, and start following up on them. That's going to really help you more than following up on those people. Thank you so much, ma.
All right, that's really
Thank you very
powerful,
much.
Mr. Ifedayo. That was powerful. Honestly, switching lists can be cool. Like talking about warm list and cold list. Like me, when I started Pure, I didn't do warm list at all. It was the only person that I know before that I recruited in Pure was Mr. Henry. That was the only person. Every other person that I recruited was cold list. But because I already know what to do, I'm talking about people that don't know what to do. Even if you don't know how to run ads online, you don't need that. Is not really a problem because people have built massive network marketing organizations without adverts, using Facebook adverts or any other advertising medium. So you can as well go like maybe someone you meet, but today is very quite difficult to let's say tell someone to stop and start talking to them on the road. People, because of the COVID-19 and the social distancing of the thing. But I believe there's a way to make friends. There's a way to make friends. Maybe anywhere you find yourself, you can actually connect to people and get not to tell them about your business immediately, but to connect with them, to be part of them. Or you can use your Facebook. Most of us have at least 1,000 friends on Facebook. You cannot tell me that all your friends you have on Facebook are one audience. Most people, you don't even know them. So you just need to find a way to bring your business to them strategically, not paying, not kind of telling them about the product. Because if you want people to run away from, just post product. Nobody will comment on what you're doing. But if you want people to comment on, just post funny things or your picture, or people, you see a lot of reaction. But if you post product, you just see one, you just see 1 or 2 likes. So there's a way to position your business strategically so you can get audience. If you want to go online, like I said, I've already created something for people that are going to be going on online adverts, but you're going to be bearing the cost. So that I know that if you're bearing the cost, you're going to be taking those clients serious. You're going to be following up with them seriously to make sure that they become part of what we are doing, not taking them like, you won't call them, you won't invite them, stuff, manner of things. And there's a way to follow cold audience. There's a way you can follow them up and, close them in what we are doing. All right, so I have another leader here, Murutayo Balogun, and I'm gonna you can unmute yourself and talk to us. Good evening.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah,
Good evening.
Good
Good
evening.
evening, Mr. John Bosco. Good evening. I guess you all can hear me very well.
Loud and clear.
All right, I just have a little contribution to what Mr. Ifedayo said. That thing of switching from one market to cold market might not be for everybody. We should just try and be conversant with what works. What works for each individual. If you work with your one market within 6 months, you might be lucky to get your prospects there. You might be lucky. Another person might try it, and that person might just be unlucky. So we should try it with our one market list first. If it works for you, fine. If it doesn't work, then you can then switch to the cold market. But I think we should do both. We might start with the one market first, but we should do both. Sometimes we might get a lot of people from the cold market thing. So we should do both. That's just my little contribution. Thank you.
All right, that's fine. It's still fine. We should do both, which is cool because I knew some persons I followed up for 6 months. Like I know when I was following Mr. Henry up, it was like it was back to back. Over 6 months, I was following him up consistently before he say yes. Mr. Henry, I know you are in this call. Can you talk to us? Good evening. Mr. Henry, are you there? Oh, I can see him here. Maybe what's happening? Okay, all right. I don't know if there's anyone leader that want to say something. We have our leader here, Mrs. Kechi. She's our good director here, and she will be, we'll be having her in upcoming events that we have in our online meeting. She's going to be talking to us online. I don't know if you have anything to tell us now. You can unmute yourself. You can just share with us, talk to us, just say hi to us, and you can unmute yourself, ma.
Hello.
Oh, we can hear you. Good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. We can hear you.
Good evening, ma.
Yeah, good evening, John Boss.
You're welcome.
Yeah, my greetings to everyone on the call this evening.
You're welcome.
I missed your call, John Bosco, first of all, sorry.
All right, no problem.
Yeah. So I'm so excited about what we are hearing this evening. Very, very excited. You know, I have had, though I came late, you know, so, but I don't know. I think I saw the ending part of the video, that the training that was going on. And then I listened to the system or the strategies that you have put up. And all, to tell you the truth, I'm so excited. I love the plan. Okay,
Awesome.
so thank you so much for coming up with that wonderful plan. You guys are doing a great job.
All right, thank you.
I strongly believe, I strongly believe in what you have put down. Okay, one thing, like the Diamond Fisher was talking about her warm market and all that. See, I was reading from Matt Morris' statement some time ago. He said, I don't believe that somebody will say no to me if I meet that person. Okay, that he's, oh, you see, this mindset of a thing, he has a very long, you see, we talk about mindset, we don't really understand it. Okay, you that is talking that these people will not listen to, it's because you're already having it in your mind that this person will not listen to you. Just go back there with the belief that this person will listen to me if I go there, or this person is going to hear me if I speak. So that is what I want to contribute here.
All right.
Okay, because this whole thing is all about your mindset. Yeah.
All right.
So that's what I have to say. Thank you so much.
All right, Mrs. Ketch, that was powerful. Talking about mindset, Matt Morris. Honestly, everybody needs to. If you don't know him, go on YouTube, on Facebook. Just type in Matt Morris, M-A-T-T Morris. Just Morris is a M-O-R-I-S. So you need to go and listen to this man. I like listening to him because he has everything to say. Like I've watched a lot of his videos today on YouTube. So you need to go and listen to top earners. And he's a top earner in his company that he's currently promoting right now. So you need to listen to top earners to hear what they have to say. All right, Mr. Henry, are you back now? So we can call this meeting a day. Mr. Henry is not here. All right, okay. This meeting is already recorded for the benefit of those that are not here. Whoever access to this meeting, and honestly, all our team members need to go through this meeting. Now, this is not going to be the end. We're going to be having these kind of meetings on Fridays. Like we're going to be some Fridays. We're going to be unveiling the 27 weeks to wealth, so that everybody can have access to it. I believe you got. Okay, Mr. Isaac, want to say something? Mr. Isaac, you can hold on. Mr. Isaac is actually our goal director in our business. Mr. Isaac, get ready to take us on a meeting next week. I'm telling you now, so you can get yourself prepared. You can unmute yourself, Mr. Isaac.
All right, good evening, everyone. I think you can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear.
All right, I want to appreciate our leaders, Mr. Jumbusku, and some of our leaders who put heads together to bring out this wonderful plan for 2021. Honestly, when I started this business through Mr. Henry, I put in energy. Honestly, I was seeing results, and some time ago, my momentum started dropping, which I noticed. I tried to pick it up, and one thing or the other, I'm picking it up.
Awesome.
And what I'm saying here is very brief and simple. That there was a time I created a group, I run advert, people joined, a lot of people. I run Pure Health and Wealth. I didn't get any single person. People that sign up, nobody activated. I run Pure Africa and all of that. So, but sometimes I will call people, a lot of people, I'll just invite them to a meeting, nobody will show up. At a point, I just drop my phone. I lie down on the bed and I put my face down, and I tell myself it's working. Meanwhile, nobody joined the meeting, but I tell myself it's working. Just encourage myself, and I tell myself that because these people did not join the meeting, that the why of Pure will come to pass in my life.
Awesome.
Why? I want to see the why, because one of the training they say, if not Pure, then what? I want that particular statement to accomplish in my life. So with this, I told myself it's working. Whether I call somebody, did not pick up my call, or say I'm not interested, I tell myself, my mind tells me it's working. So with this, I want every single person to believe in himself first. Believe in yourself, then you will see the way to follow. But if you don't believe in yourself, if you don't take yourself as this is what will change you, then it will be changing others while you are looking. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Because of time, I will not say much. I would like to appreciate you again for this wonderful plan which you have shown us. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Isaac. Mr. Isaac, I knew when he started us, I believe he shared to us the new mindset now. Now, when you call somebody, the person didn't show up, tell yourself it is working. That will give you energy to do it tomorrow. Not kind of crying or kind of lamenting why this people, everybody will not join you. You need to know that. Have that in the back of your mind. Like there's a statement Mr. Moses said one day, and I did research about it. It was true. Every Sunday, if you go to churches, different churches like Christ Embassy, Winners, some big churches, Redeem, everywhere will be packed out. People will be in the church. But do you know what? Every Sunday, statistics shows that what? People don't go to church. More people don't go to church. So that is to show you that many people, you're going to be looking for the right people to join your business. Not everybody will join our business. So we need to know that we need to build the right mindset for 2021. And I tell you, 2021 is going to be one of the best years. I want you to be intentional. Take your business. This is your business, not anyone's business, and make it a success in 2021. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate. See you at the top. Good night.